On July 9th, food bloggers everywhere flocked to see a screening of Julie and Julia and celebrate a pioneer of their field, Julia Childs.
I'm here to see the new Julie and Julia movie. I first read the book when it came out about 4 years ago and read it in an entire weekend. Couldn't put the book down.
Oh, I'm excited. Big fan of Julia Childs, so I want to see how this is all going to be.
Yeah, I used to read the Julia and Julia Project blog back in the day, before it was a book even.
What are we seeing today?
Julie and Julia.
Julia and Julia.
Julia and Julia.
Super excited.
After the movie, bloggers came to the famed Cordon Bleu cooking school to meet the chefs behind the film and talk with the author and the stars.
I thought the movie was really cute, really sweet. It made me hungry.
Personally, I'm a huge food fan, so I definitely called dibs on this event.
I was really excited. To have a food narrative is pretty rare.
So it's great to see Meryl's portrayal of her. It's like you're watching Julia Child.
And this book is very special to me because it's what inspired me to start a food blog. So, you know, I got a little teary-eyed in the movie.
We're honored today to experience a few demonstrations. Please welcome Chef Malarkey and Julia Powell. Thank you.
Thank you. You know, I've always wanted to ask, you know, if you were going to have a movie made about your life, who would you want to play you? And so, are you happy with the choice?
I guess Amy Adams will do.
Didn't she do a great job? Isn't that fun? So, would you be so kind as to help me prepare my beef bourguignon?
I think you're going to be able to handle it, but I'll sit here and go.
No, I know what you're really great at. There's a scene from the movie. You have to, like, ready? We're going to do this together.
All right.
There we go.
You do the part when you drink.
Yeah, I think Julia always kept half the bottle for consumption also. I actually had, when I was a young apprentice chef, I was working down here right off of Melrose, and Julia Childs walked in. And there was movie stars sitting all over this dining room, and when she walked in, everyone's breath was gone, and Julia Childs was the only one in the room. And it's that voice and that persona and that height and that fire that really kind of separated her from the rest of the pack, you know?
She was unique.
Like Julia Child says, it doesn't matter if you fail, never apologize. I love that right there, all right? It's really great to see somebody as big as life brought back to life.
It is.
Our next guest is Susan Spungen. She's an internationally renowned cook, author, food stylist, and food editor.
So what he didn't mention is that I was the food stylist on this movie. And I created all of the food that you saw in the movie. Julia eats onion soup, and the cheese extends from the soup to her lips. So boning a duck may have struck fear into the heart of Julie Powell, but making this onion soup extend from the soup to her lips is what struck fear into my heart.
Scenes where they were cooking, did you work with the actors on the cooking techniques as well?
Well, especially Meryl, helping her learn to flip an omelet.
I was curious if you had chopped all those onions yourself.
Well, Colin, my assistant did, and that's another good question. They had to be soaked in water so that everybody wasn't crying. Okay, thanks.
On the eve of my 30th birthday, I had a panic attack, and I decided that I would cook my way entirely through Julia Child's classic, Mastering the Art of French Cooking, and then I would do it in a year. So that was 524 recipes.
Not in my entire lifetime will I, nor will I ever even think about trying to do an entire cookbook. I don't know if I can get through 50 recipes.
It's about two different couples in two different time periods. Two women trying to find their way, two supportive men backing them up, and they find their way through food.
Through the whole movie, I mean, I was identifying a lot with the story, so it just helped me to be very involved in what I was doing, you know, because I have also found myself through cooking.
The message of this movie is that you can be brave and you can take a leap and you can try something you didn't think you could do.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit!
Bon appetit!
Bon appetit!
Bon appetit!
Bon appetit!
Bon appetit!